this exercise is called double trouble because we're going to work up to 2 hoops, 2 balls, and 2 rackets. But we start with the simplest thing, and that is throwing the ball down in a V shape to bounce inside the hoop and onto my partner. So I have 2 targets here, the middle of the hoop if I can, and my partner's tummy so that she can catch it quite easily. So I start here. If I start here, I'm going to make it bounce too high. So I start around about my shoulder. I send in a V shape down and onto my partner. If I send in an I shape, it just goes to me. So V shape. Once we can do that, we're going to add the second ball. So we have to look, we have to say 1, 2, 3, go, and 1, 2, 3, go. So we're trying to make them bounce at the same time if we can, and bounce to the same height, around tummy height if we can. 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3, go. If we can do that, I move to the second hoop. My partner throws straight ahead to hers, I throw straight ahead to this one, and we take 1 step. So we're adding a little bit of movement to and from a bouncing ball, which of course is what tennis will ask you to do. 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3, go. If we can do that, we're going to move the hoops a little bit further apart so that we add an extra step or 2. And often when you increase the distance and you add a bit more movement, it's when the form goes out the window because people start to rush. So we need to be nice and calm. We need to make sure our partner's ready. We need to keep sending in a V shape because if we send in the I shape, partner's not going to be able to get it. So 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3, go. I would always try to catch with 2 hands. Keeps it secure, and also because tennis is 2-handed. But if you're working with kids or young people who are pretty accomplished, you can stretch the distance and catch with 1 hand. So we're going to play double trouble in the playground. We've got a nice, flat, hard surface here, and double trouble is all about 2 balls, 2 hoops, and eventually 2 rackets. We didn't need to bring the hoops out. We brought the playground chalk out, and we created our hoops out of chalk. We might extend it a little bit more to add a little bit more movement. And as we have chalk circles, we might just add another circle. So now I'm going to have to move 2 or 3 little steps to get to the bouncing ball, but that is what tennis will ask me to do. So we move that on to add the rackets, and we go through exactly the same sequence with the V shape and 1 ball and 1 hoop. So I'm looking through the strings, got my racket up like a lollipop, and I'm sending it in a V shape sandwich trap. So this would be our first exercise. If we can do that, we add the second ball. So 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3, go. I move to the second hoop. 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3, go. And then we could increase the distance again. So we go 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3, go. Oh, sorry, partner. See, when you're moving, sometimes you go too fast and then the ball goes out of control. So it's really important to be able to move and keep the shape and the discipline. So we're going to put the hoops back together again, and we're going to start to build up a rally. So we're just going to go in 1 hoop. So we go 1. Now we're going for 2. I keep my racket up here in between each shot. That's kind of teaching tip because I see that a lot. You hit it and you go and you're not ready for the next shot. So bump, ready. Bump, bump. Now 3. 1, 2, 3. Now 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And so on. Now we're going to try and build the rally up with 2 balls. So we'll start with a rally of 1, then we'll add 1, make 2, then 3, and so on. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3. And we'll try and get 4. 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Amazing! So you can start with something very, very simple a V-shaped throw into a hoop to your partner's tummy, and you can end up with something really complicated and skillful like that if you go in the right progressions and take your time and give just little simple teaching tips.